Hey, good morning, Bulldog Nation. Welcome back. Hope everybody's doing well. As you all know, we heard some news that our school buildings aren't going to be open until next fall. They're going to be closed the rest of the school year. One of the things we talked about before that I think we need to hold on to is schools not closed, the buildings are closed. Our community goes on. And speaking of our community, we got a guest today, Dan Quarantino, who is one of our assistant principals and our athletic director. Dan, welcome.
Well, thanks for having me, Matt. I'm really excited. Bulldog Nation, it's good to see you and excited to be talking to you guys. Even though we're hunkered down, we can, like Matt said, the communication and relationships still continue. A building's just walls, but people go on forever. So love seeing you guys and thanks for having me, Matt.
Hey, super Dan, or Q. I'll call you Q. I think that's what everybody calls you, so I'll call you Q. Hey, first of all, could you take a minute? We know essentially what an assistant principal does. I don't know if everybody knows what an athletic director does. Could you take just a minute and kind of describe that job?
Oh man, Matt, thank you. First of all, it's a great job. I absolutely love it. You work with many different aspects, from the community to the parents to the teachers in the building to the staff in the building, and then of course my favorite part, and then also obviously the coaches. But my favorite part's the kids. You get to work with kids and you see them grow. So for me, what we do is we set up schedules for the year. We do the management side of the sports, and it's kind of nice when you take those freshmen that have taken that will class. We're doing that sports business pathway, and I've got the privilege to talk to those freshmen on what does an athletic director do on the sports management side. So I truly do the sports management side. I hire coaches. Not only do we hire coaches, but we do professional development with coaches. We have a budget. We also have to do travel plans. And I can't do this job without, Miss Pivick. She's unbelievable. And without having her, she's, to me, she's the first face that people see in line to our athletic department. So she's a big piece of what we do. And she helps me with scheduling and getting things organized. Every day is a new day with the job. Absolutely love it. But the opportunity to work with kids to grow character, to give them the social emotional supports, build them as leaders. So it's not all about winning and losing. It's also building people and also having a huge impact in our community. It's building community in Arvada, but also in Denver, the state, and eventually I want to go nationally and internationally to help serve our community. Matt, we have a thing called, we have a culture belief that one is, it's just 5 words. It starts with love. It's passion, humility, fearlessness, and also serve and give back to our community. So right now, this is a great time to be fearlessness and have that mindset, but more importantly, have love and passion for each other. So, we're building that character within our student athletes. And I'd like to say, finally, our coaches do a great job of really gearing towards that. We've been harping that. And, they're walking trophies. We have these trophies on display every day in this building. But man, we're building walking trophies, Matt, every single day. And that excites me. That's what gets me going.
CQ, you are far too humble, so I'll do it for you, okay? I know that when you became our athletic director, one of the passion projects for you was building a culture of character. And I just need to tell you, as a colleague, that I admire what you've done with our athletic program. For sure, on that level of, I love what you just said about walking trophies. That's amazing. Hey Q, could you talk a little bit about what it's been like to try and respond to this Corona challenge in our community from an athletic perspective? We're going to end up today talking about our seniors because that's critical too.
Yeah.
But from an athletic perspective, what has it been like to respond to this challenge?
I think it's like everybody, like from teachers to administrators to you, Matt, to people in our community, parents, even with people's jobs. There's so much uncertainty. And one minute you think this is where it's heading, Next minute, you're getting new news. We've had now, I believe, three CHASA sanctioned suspensions in the court in less than 3 weeks. And with the news that we got on Friday, it to me, we're leading down that road of no sports. So when this first came to me back in middle of March, like everybody else, I did not foresee us saying no to sports. I really thought my end, all right, let's get us through this period. The first one was April 6th. Then it got pushed back to April 17th, now April 30th. And now, I truly believe we're heading to no sports, which is a shame. But how we're handling is we got to communicate to our families. We've done that. We've communicated to coaches. But the fun part right now is, all right, we're going to take a negative opportunity, negative situation, and make it into a positive opportunity. So I think moving forward is, what do we do? So one of the things I want to start thinking is, how do we help our community? It's one thing to have these words, but it's another thing to back it up, Matt. And so one is, how do we help? How do we help our own student athletes? How do we help the families? We've got a lot of people that lost jobs. And so how do we create opportunities for kids where money's not an obstacle? And not only at our level, but at the youth level. I know what athletics, I know what activities can do for kids, especially from academics, from attendance to behavior to grades, and we need it. And so we're going to be looking at ways to do that. But also our current players is, we got to stay sharp, because even though we lost the season, now we got to start looking ahead. And what do we do for summer? What do we do for fall? Because we got to be starting to prepare, because even though we cannot let negative situations define us, and we will not let this situation define us. We're going to be strong. We're going to be that fearlessness, and we're going to have grit on fighting this. But we're also going to have to think outside the box. We're going to have to be innovative. We're going to have to be creative. So those are the things that we're looking for, Matt. We had a fun PD the other night with the coaches. So even though we're not having this time of connecting, on the field or being in buildings, again, these walls will not stop us. It's not going to let us define who we are. And it was a great time to develop as coaches, and we're going to continue that.
That sounds amazing, Dan. I really also appreciate that you mentioned activities, because our kids who are involved in our theater and drama and our music programs, this is incredibly difficult for them as well. And I'd like
Yeah.
to get some of our staff involved in those programs to speak as well. I wonder, is there anything, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about our seniors in general, not just our senior athletes, although certainly this is difficult for our senior athletes.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt, I think when you talk about the senior athletes real quick, it's just like you said, the theater. They were, as they were in the middle of a play and they couldn't finish it. And they were hoping to extend it, and now those seniors don't get that opportunity. So I feel for them, because that's something that you will remember for your rest of your life. And it's no different from being an athlete. I think of certain athletes right now that were looking forward to that spring sport, or who did not play a fall or a winter sport, and this is their season, and now it's gone. Um, I just feel for them. I don't have any great answers for them, other than the fact that I do know we can learn from this adversity. I was talking to my wife just a little bit ago about the adversities that's happened in the last 20 years of our lives, and we've gotten through all of them. The one thing I would say to our seniors, guys, I don't think that life's going to get any easier. I think one of the things that we got to remember is be tough mentally, that we will get through this together, but it's about people. It's not about things. I would also encourage you, Matt, I talk to you a little bit about this, about John Gordon's 5 Ds. And one of the Ds he talks about is doubt. Don't let fear bring in doubt in your life, or discouragement, or distorting truth. The truth is, we're in this together, and that people can bring and rise to the occasion to make special opportunities. And I believe there are going to be some special things that come out of this. And you seniors, boy, man, start thinking how you can be a huge impact. You could create a business right now that is not even going on at this moment. So use this time as opportunity for positivity. Maybe there's something that cosmetics that you want to go in down the road, and maybe you could develop something, or maybe, man, you learned something, or a business that you could start out of this. So I encourage you to, as seniors, I know you've lost a lot of opportunities, but there's so many opportunities to be gained in the future to help our society. And that's what I'm looking forward and seeing out of this group of seniors. So I'm really excited on what they can bring, Matt.
We, you talk about doubt. I mean, some people would say the one who doubts is like driven by the wind and waves. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you've got to hold on to that faith and that vision and that purpose. And I know these might sound just like words, but I don't believe that they are. Hey, Dan, shifting gears, because you're also in charge of all of our seniors. That's one of your duties as assistant principal. What can we do to help our seniors hang in there and fight forward to graduation here?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, Matt. I think for me, if I could give you guys anything, seniors, I'm sorry that this has happened. Obviously, we did not see this coming. I know you've missed out on some of these opportunities, but please understand that there's still opportunities out there for you that's going to go beyond. I think this is part of life. There's some things that happen, that good, bad, or ugly, but I really want to stress, do not let doubt, discouragement, don't let the lies get into your head, like, because that's what it's going to do during this time and this negativity. Understand there's so many positive things that you guys can do and become. And I really want you guys to understand you can become who you're meant to be. You're destined to become somebody. And I think ultimately for you seniors, hang in there, work hard, stay connected. This is a class that can stay together and bonded. And more importantly, what legacy are you going to leave behind? You know, again, you can make this into a great opportunity and say, this class is the one that started something online. Get together, you know, obviously we can't get together with social distancing, eliminating that, but there's other ways to communicate. So number one, Matt, I would say stay connected. Please do your work. We still got 5-6 weeks. I know it's easy not to do class and be distracted, but please understand there's so many things at stake here. Graduation's still you're going to get a diploma no matter what. And that diploma will speak and will say stuff about you. And so your economics, your language arts, please take that serious right now. Ingenuity, credit recovery, please do that. When your teacher is trying to reach out to you, please communicate back to us. The other thing, if you're struggling, please contact Matt, contact your counselor, contact me, contact your teacher. You know, there are so many resources. If you're struggling mentally, if you're struggling financially, you know, there's opportunities out there that we can try to get you some help. So know that you're not isolated. You're not on an island, that we are truly, as Matt's been calling us, one Bulldog nation. And that's what we are. We're going to be fighting together and supporting each other. So seniors, hang in there. I'm proud of you. Keep working hard. Glad to be your administrator, but more importantly, we love you guys.
Hey, Q, that's a good way to bring it together at the end. I tell you, we always end our segments this way, Q. It's funny that you talked about perspective too, because that's what we talked about Friday, which is today. That's when we're taping this. But Friday, we talked about perspective, where you can't control a lot of things, but I can control this, that
Yeah.
kind of idea. Hey, Q, here's how we wrap these up all the time. 3 things and a fourth. Number 1, stay strong. Number 2, stay calm. Number 3, stay kind. And no Bulldog stands alone.
That's
Q,
right, Matt.
thank you.
No, thank you. Hey, one last thing, Matt. Thank you for doing this. Thanks for having me on. But Bulldog Nation, we love you. Hang in there. And we're all in this together. And hopefully we'll see each other soon.
See you, Q.
See ya.